Hello guys, and welcome to the last time with these cards for Standard. Unfortunately, they're leaving the Standard, going to Modern and Legacy and every other place, but no longer Standard. I have my top 10 best cards out of the past 2 years, ever since I started Magic. So, I'm going to talk about each card, why it's good, why I liked it, and why I'm going to miss it. Number 1, I gotta say it is Phyrexian Obliterator. I got a foil one 2 weeks ago. I traded in 2 regulars for a foil, and I don't care what the price difference is. If I lost or I won in the price, I could care less. I got a foil one. Didn't pull it, but I got a foil one. This card is just amazing. It's 4 black for a 5/5 trample. Anything that deals damage to it goes bye-bye, of their choice. So, I mean, this card is just perfect. Behold Bless Perfection. I know it's 4 black, but still, mono black with this thing is insane. Like with Lashwrithe, Prey Upon, I've been all through it. This card is just devastating. Even if you block and sacrifice, this still gets in for 5 points of damage or above if you have a Lashwrithe or a Pump Spell. I even had a deck where I put all 3 swords on this thing. And yeah, good luck. That's why this card's my number 1 pick. I'm going to miss it dearly. It's so cool, so memorable, and I'll miss it badly. Phyrexian Obliterator. My second most sacred favorite card, Mirrodin Besieged, Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas. I never got to pick up a foil one. I feel terrible. Never got to pull it. But I pulled all 4. I never bought a single Tezzeret. I pulled 4, but I also pulled 6. But I traded those away. I've had the 4 for a while. And I love this card to death. The +1 is basically a ponder for 5. You get to look for any artifact, take it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom. Next one, you -1, you get a 5/5 artifact creature. What the hell, that's amazing. And then the -4, you could do this on the second turn this thing's out. The first turn you look for an artifact, the second turn you obliterate. Target player loses X life and you gain X life, where X is twice the number of artifacts. So you have 3 out, you do 6 damage for 4 mana. That's freaking crazy. So I was the first one to acquire this card from my 2 friends, and this card basically made my Standard super fun. I made at least probably 25 or 30 builds of Tezzeret, and my favorite probably has to be Rage Extractor, where you use all the Phyrexian mana cards with Rage Extractor and do a tons of damage. With this guy, with Phyrexian Metamorph and so on, this guy makes it a whole lot funner. I'm going to terribly miss Tezzeret, and he's like my favorite Planeswalker of all time. No doubt about it. Alright, my third card that will mostly likely be missed is Birthing Pod. I really didn't get into this card as much as mostly recently since Innistrad Block came out. This card is freaking badass. I mean, you get to play it for 3, pay 2 life, who cares? You get it out turn 2 with the Birds of Paradise. The next turn you can start going up the ladder. Once this card gets into play against any deck, including Delver or any counter deck, if this thing resolves, good luck beating it, because this thing could get any answer you want. This card is great. Oblivion Ring, I know that kills it, but you sideboard in Naturalize or Acidic Slime. I know Torpor Orb totally destroys the hell out of you, but this card was fun. I did black-green with a little splash for white for Elshnorn, and I did pretty bad, like 3 and 2. But then I also did a deck with Zombie Pod. I never test played the deck once. I made a close resemblance to Frank Lepore one. I added a few cards and took out a few cards. I took 2nd place out of 36 people. I won, I think, 22 packs. Packs were terrible, but I don't care. I got 2nd place. With this Birthing Pod, it's a great card to play around with. Tonight I was going to do Birthing Pod, but tomorrow is the pre-release, so I'd rather do pre-release over a Birthing Pod deck for the last standard. Birthing Pod, it's used in Modern and Legacy. Use it, it's very fun. My fourth card, I have to say it's going to be Koth of the Hammer. People say Koth or Koth, I don't care, I say Koth. He's a 4-mana planeswalker just like Tezzeret. You untap a mountain and you get a 4/4 creature. I know that's not good right now because you could Vapor Snag it or Doomblade it or go for the throat. But when this card first came out with the M12 cards, like Chandra's Phoenix and stuff, and it had the Shrine of Burning Rage, I did a deck with that with Stromkirk Noble, Rootbound Crag, Ancient Grudge stuff for sideboard, Koth the Hammer, Shrine of Burning Rage, Stormblood Berserker. All those cards made a crazy deck. I took second place. I won, I think, 17 packs for second place. That was pretty cool. But I beat 2 Delver decks and 2 blue-white control decks that were like mid-range. Koth? Oh man, I didn't really use the plus ability, I used the minus ability. Minus ability made me use all my spells double. So say I play a Stormblood, or no, say I use Hero of Oxid Ridge. I play the Oxid Ridge, bash for a bunch. I then do the minus ability with him still in play. No one expected him to be in play because no one ever saw this card at my standard place, at my FNM place. And I do the minus ability, and say I'd use like Devil's Play, or say I'd use like Red Sun Zenith to your face, or Incinerate, or Brimstone Valley. This card said hello, or even Volt Charge, bam, and Proliferate. This card was a beast. I'm going to miss him dearly, and he's only $3. Pick him up. My fifth and final card of the first half is Inkmoth Nexus. It's a land from Besieged. It is foil. I pulled in a faction pack, which was freaking awesome. I pulled a Massacre Worm and a Inkmoth Nexus foil. It's either tap 1 for colorless, or pay 1, make it a 1/1 artifact flying infect creature till end of turn. That's 1 power flying infect. 10 poison counters, you're dead. This card was big in Wolf Run and all, but I didn't use it for Wolf Run. I used it for, oh you know, just a little thing called Tezzeret. Tezzeret, make this guy into a creature after he's been in play. Make him a 5/5 artifact creature flying with infect. Sweep in for 5. Even though he becomes just a 5/5 plain creature artifact till end of turn, he still can be activated again for another loyalty counter for a 5/5 poison. Now I've only done that like 3 or 4 times, but when I did it, it was crucial. And just this card alone is just devastating to standard. Like Wolf Run, this was Wolf Run's like one of their biggest favorite cards, because it was a second win condition. If your Titans can't do it, there you go. Hello Huntmaster. If Huntmaster can't do it, Inkmoth could get there. And I just gotta say, I'm gonna miss this card because even though I hate poison, it was fun to play with. That was my first part of my top 5 cards. Hopefully you enjoy my top 5. We'll go to the bottom 5, and I have 1 surprise card, so enjoy.